38 years ago, Walter P. Chrysler personally invited America to look at all three, Plymouth, Ford, and Chevrolet, before buying a new car. His invitation asked prospects to carefully compare values, to shop and buy wisely. It made sense then. It makes sense now. So we're inviting a couple of typical economy car prospects to look at all three, the 1971 Plymouth Duster, Ford Pinto, and Chevrolet Vega.
Sure, we'll look, but...
We mean, isn't Duster a lot more money?
Not nearly as much as you think. Let's check it out. We'll start from the manufacturer's suggested retail prices for the three cars. Now we'll add the optional engines to Pinto and Vega, upgrading them a little closer to Duster. This brings us to new total prices and adjusted price differences.
That cuts down on the price spread, particularly on Vega.
Yes, and to be realistic, we're pricing the Vega Coupe, where most of Chevy's early production went. Have you tried to find a $1,919 Pinto or $2,197 Vega? Dealership sticker prices for these little cars range up to $2,800. They're coming through loaded.
That's a lot for a little.
This Pinto, for example, costs you an added $128 just for front and rear bumper guards, body side moldings, wheel lip moldings, and several other package decor items. Let's look at some of the differences in these cars, differences that are bigger than the prices alone would indicate. Pinto and Vega are identified by Ford and Chevrolet as our new little car. They're both right. The little Pinto measures but 163 inches in overall length on a wheelbase of only 94 inches. The little Vega is barely larger, 169.7 inches overall on a 97-inch wheelbase. In contrast, the 1971 Duster is a compact but far from little 188.4 inches overall, set on an agile 108-inch wheelbase. And the longer the wheelbase, the smoother the ride. Duster's body is wider, has a wider front track, a wider rear track. Longer overall, longer wheelbase, wider body, and wider stance. Duster is designed to ride and handle better and to carry more passengers more comfortably than these mini cars. Duster offers two well-proved economy slant-six engines at 125 and 145 horsepower. Pinto and Vega each offer two small displacement four-cylinder engines, and both of their optional engines fall far short of matching the horsepower of Duster's base six. Duster's higher horsepower V8 engines offer excellent performance with the optional torque-flight automatic transmission. The Pinto and Vega engines, when teamed with their respective optional automatics, leave something to be desired in performance. The standard Ford engine is presently being used in their little British car. Their optional four-cylinder is a new German Ford design that has yet to prove itself. And Vega's engines are a brand new, lightweight aluminum design that also hasn't been proved. Looking at standard engine performance in terms of horsepower to vehicle weight, Duster obviously offers the most efficient package. Let's compare braking. Duster has considerably more swept brake area, resulting in greater total four-wheel braking action. Of the three, only Duster uses torsion bars at the front and leaf springs at the rear. Pinto has gone halfway, with leaf springs in the rear. Vega has coil springs, front and rear. Let's look at some more of the values, or lack of them, that you could be living with depending on the car you choose. Styling makes an impact on prospects in any segment of the market. The 71 Duster has its own bold, with-it look, while Pinto has the appearance of a scaled-down Maverick, and Vega smacks of a miniature Nova. Both Ford and Chevrolet say that our new little car is practical. Let's see how their claims hold up. Pinto is 9 inches lower than VW, Vega 8 inches lower. We think Chevrolet and Ford have missed the point. Most of the established little cars are upright, with relatively high doors, while a larger car, like Duster, also has longer, wide-opening doors. But Pinto and Vega have sacrificed height. People getting in and out will find it awkward, particularly with Vega's one-stop-only doors. Pinto and Vega have the front seat back release way down at the bottom edge. This can make it a two-hand operation to get into the rear compartment. Duster's seat back release is set high, out where it's easy to see and reach. A one-hand operation for easy in, easy out. Both Pinto and Vega have door lock release buttons set toward the rear, hard for the driver to reach on either side. Duster puts lock buttons up near the middle of the doors, a more practical position. Now that our prospects for a practical economy car have managed to get into the Vega and Pinto, let's hear their reactions to these little cars' interiors.
I'd like more legroom.
Sorry, there is no passenger seat adjustment on Pinto.
None?
None. Even on Vega, it's an extra cost option, part of a $39.15 decor package.
Extra cost?
Yes, but it's standard with Duster.
I don't even have an armrest, just this hard plastic shelf thing.
Instead of armrests, Vega front and rear compartments, and Pinto's rear, have these depressions molded into the door panels. They're hard on elbows and forearms. Duster has large, comfortable armrests standard in front, optional in the rear.
Hey, there's no glove box in Vega, just this little open storage hole.
That's right. But there is a storage pocket in the driver's door. You don't mind digging around whenever you want something, do you?
Vega doesn't have many gauges.
Unfortunately, both Vega and Pinto seem to think it's practical to let you know about trouble after it's happened, not in time to do something about it. They use warning lights for engine temperature and alternator charging.
I'm disappointed in how plain these panels look. It's also economy.
Duster's instrument panel has a much richer look, warmed by handsome wood grain trim, and it's fully instrumented with readable gauges.
But what could really bug me is these little floor pedals. Did Chevy take them off a soapbox racer?
At that, they're larger than Pinto's. Would you believe Pinto's 1.25-inch wide accelerator pedal and a clutch and brake that are only about 1 inch wider?
That's not going to make me a believer.
Duster's floor pedals are much wider, larger overall. In an emergency, you can feel that your foot is on the correct pedal. Making room for people is important. Duster offers a choice of full foam padded front buckets, bench seat, or bench with folding center armrest. 3 can sit in Duster's front seat. Pinto and Vega offer only front bucket seating. Remember the added width of Duster's body? 3 can sit comfortably in the rear seat. No way in Pinto or Vega. These are 4-people little cars. One of the reasons rear seating is limited, and not too comfortable even for 2, is that while these little cars have scaled-down interiors, Chevrolet and Ford haven't been able to scale down the drive shaft tunnel.
Well, we're not.
Scale down people.
A car's trunk should be practical, wouldn't you agree? But it's tough to pack things into Pintos. The cargo capacity is only 5.6 cubic feet, just barely 1/3 the size of Duster's trunk. Vega's trunk isn't that much more spacious. You're limited to 8.7 cubic feet, compared with Duster's almost double 15.9. Both the little car's trunks, by the way, are covered only with paint. Duster's has a floor pad. Pinto and Vega have heavily framed door glass and the overall look of a little economy sedan. Notice how Duster's frameless door glass contributes to the car's handsome hardtop look? Pinto and Vega bumpers, front and rear, are thin, lightweight, and don't offer much protection. Even a low-speed rear-end nudge could prove costly for these little cars.
Hey, maybe that's why Pinto has that headlight and grill service kit I've heard about.
Ford and Chevrolet do make broad claims that these little cars are easily serviceable. What's the real story? The first thing you run into under the Pinto hood...
This miserable support rod sure gets in the way.
Well, let's say the second thing is this warning on the engine cowl. Attention, this vehicle uses metric parts. Now, metric parts require metric tools. But Ford is happy to sell tools like these by mail order only. A fairly complete set can cost you up to $69.95.
How about Vega?
The engine compartment is certainly different. Very compact. Limited clearance to get at some areas and work. But there are no owners with enough experience yet to tell us how serviceable the Vega really is. Vega does have some oddities, however. The normally accessible air cleaner is sealed in a welded unit, with the entire thing scheduled for replacement at 50,000 miles. There's no way to check and clean the filter alone after 20 or 30,000 miles when it might benefit from attention. And Vega's electric fuel pump is in the gas tank. If it malfunctions for any small cause, it must be quite a job getting it out for repair. Let's look under Duster's wide-opening, counterbalanced hood. Everything is familiar, easy to recognize and to work on. Owner and dealership reports indicate Duster has proved an easily serviceable car.
When you look at all 3...
Carefully compare value, shop, and buy wisely.
It's obvious that the 1971 Duster comes through with a lot more car for a little more money.